What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I'm once again talking about Tyreek Hill and his now estranged ex-wife, Keeta Vaccaro. Keeta Vaccaro is making allegations towards her ex, Tyreek Hill, who she was only married to for about, a year and a half. And she's demanding more money. Now, recently she got a very favorable settlement. And I'm going to go into it because I made a video on it. I will link that video in the description box. But now she's back in court making allegations. And according to Tyreek Hill's legal team, she's trying to extort him for more money. Now, I'm going to tell y'all about what she got recently and why I feel like she is a greedy heifer. Now, she got a lump sum payment of $500,000. She will get ongoing spending money payments from the range of $20,000 to $50,000 per month. Tyreek is responsible for her legal fees, which is estimated to be around $457,000. A $100,000 payout for her to get a new car. She gets exclusive use of the $5.5 million Miami property. And Hill also will cover the mortgage, utilities, and others associated with the condo. She also requested the $200,000 Bentley and exclusive Hill and unrestricted access to Hill's debit cards were denied. Y'all see how greedy this woman is. And according to Tyreek Hill, this woman actually stole money from him before. Now, she tried to deny it, but she has yet to show proof that she didn't steal from him. And also according to Tyreek Hill, her and her mother are behind this. This is her and her mother being greedy, right? I thought that settlement was bad, but the fact that she's making these wild allegations, because that's what they are. This woman has two brothers that played football. I believe one of them played in the NFL. The other one might have. You mean to tell me that you're just getting abused by Tyreek and you don't tell anybody? Your brothers don't step in? I just don't believe that. I think she is trying to shake him down. What money she's looking for, I have no idea. It's very clear to me that Keeta has no interest in working. She has no interest in building anything of her own. She just wants to live off of him. I think, honestly, what she's probably looking for is more monthly support. Now, I want y'all to understand something what I just read. He's going to pay all the household costs. He's taking care of the utilities, the mortgage. She's not really going to have to pay for anything. She gets the $5.5 million condo. She gets $100,000 towards a new car. She gets a $500,000 payout. I think she's already gotten that. What does this heifer want? And it's clear to me that she wants to sabotage him, because that's what it looks like to me. Because again, what Keeta doesn't understand is if Tyreek Hill gets cut due to her allegations, she gets nothing, because he's not going to have any money to give her. But you cannot tell these heifers this, because they get around these lawyers. Then they got family members in their ear, i.e. her mother, according to Tyreek Hill, and they get greedier and greedier. It reminds me of the college football quarterback that was at Tennessee. He was making $2.5 million a year in NIL money. And because there was a quarterback that left Georgia, went to go to Miami, that apparently got $4 million, his family went to the school asking for more money. And you know what they did? They let him go to a different school. You cannot allow people to shake you down under no circumstances. Tyreek Hill actually tried to divorce her 2 months after they got divorced. He denied it, but I believe that report that he tried to leave because he realized he made a mistake. See, this is why you don't marry women during your playing careers, because these heifers can be very grimy and they can be very vicious. She allowed him to go out and mess with all these different women, and she was okay with that because she knew she was going to get married to him. And then she had his child, and I think that really complicated things. It really did. So let's get into the story. Now, there's been an update. He's denying the allegations, but let's get into what she put out there first. Tyreek Hill's estranged wife is now alleging the NFL superstar roughed her up on multiple occasions during their 17-month marriage. The Miami Dolphins wideout's ex made the allegations a new court filing in her divorce case against the NFL player, claiming that Hill began to get violent with her in early January 2024, just 2 months after they got married in Austin, Texas. But you stayed. You didn't leave. Why didn't you leave? See, she didn't have that baby yet. Vaccaro said the two were at their guest house in Southwest Ranches, Florida, when Hill went off on her during a conversation about a post-nuptial agreement. She says he shoved her on the floor, stood over her, and then ripped off her necklace, causing a cut and bruise. 2 weeks later, in late January 2024, Vaccaro claims that Hill got mad at her while the two were at an Orlando, Florida hotel. Hill, she wrote in the documents, violently attacked her, throwing her on the floor, twisting her intimate body parts, ripping her hair out, and grabbing anything on her person he could get a hold of. Again, no police reports, no evidence. Even her own family members didn't even put this out. And by the way, this happened in January of 2024. In February of 2024, Vaccaro alleges Hill attacked her again as they were getting ready to leave for the Pro Bowl. Hill shoved a marijuana cigarette in her face, she claimed in the docs, and told her to get her suitcase and get out of the house. Hill then threw her suitcase out of the door and threw her out of the door, locking it behind her. In total, Vaccaro says there were 8 instances of domestic violence, including one where she says Hill spat on her and others where she claims he got physical with her while she was pregnant. Hill's conduct was extreme, Vaccaro wrote in the docs, outrageous beyond all bounds of decency, and is regarded as atrocious and utterly intolerable in civilized community. Again, you stayed with him after the fact. You stayed with him after the fact. You didn't leave. You didn't leave. So it's hard for me to be sympathetic if you stay with a guy when you could have. The dude was messing around with other women. You stayed. You stayed. We reached out to Hill's attorney for comment on the allegations. Now let's go to what the update said here. Let's get into it. Tyreek Hill's attorney is adamant Keeta Vaccaro's claims are false, saying in a statement to TMZ Sports the allegations are nothing more than an attempt by Ms. Vaccaro, her mother, and her counsel to shake down Mr. Hill. And this is right there. These new allegations are further proof that Ms. Vaccaro and her counsel are set on partaking in a smear campaign in hopes that Mr. Hill will settle and give she and her counsel an unreasonable and unwarranted amount of money, Julius B. Collins said. Mr. Hill will not be moved by this and awaits his day in court to present his evidence. And that's what he should do. I think this chick is really, she really wants to squeeze him for every dime that she can. This is why I tell you, do not marry these women when you are in the early stages, mid stages of your career. You wait until after you're retired. But the thing is, these women are on their best behavior during these guys' playing careers, and they're able to fool and manipulate these men into marrying them. And as soon as they get that ring and that child, everything changes. She's looking for a way out. And as soon as she divorced, again, if this man was so abusive to you, Keeta, why are you going after him in court for money? Why aren't you filing charges? That's my problem with this. Why don't you file charges? You see what the damage that Shannon Sharpe lawsuit did? Now you got women trying to squeeze men for as much money as they can. And what they will do is they will make outrageous allegations in order to force that man to pay them more money. And that's what she's looking for. These women are vicious. And you wonder why men are not marrying these heifers, and these heifers are in their feelings about that. They have nobody but themselves to blame. You can't blame men for why they don't want to get married. Look at your behavior. Look at your behavior. Your behavior and what you're doing is the reason why men don't want to get married. Now, I'm not trying to say Tyreek Hill was perfect. I'm not saying that, he doesn't have his flaws. I've spoken about the issues that he has had. But you're trying to tell me that he did all this and you stayed with him, married him, had his child throughout this. And now all of a sudden, because you're not getting the money that you want, Probably because you and your mother are probably going to run through that money. Now you want to go back to court looking for more money. Why don't you file charges? I'm sick and tired of seeing these heifers go to court with lawsuits. No, go file charges. If you want sympathy from somebody, you're going to have to file charges first. You're not filing charges. You're trying to file charges in a court of public opinion instead of you actually doing your due diligence and filing criminal charges. You're going straight to get you a lawyer so you can sue to get more money. Tyreek Hill does not, he's a very flawed guy. He has his issues. I'm not saying he's perfect at all, but I just feel like I told y'all about the settlement early in the video, how much money that she was awarded, property that she was awarded after only a year and a half of marriage. You would think that they were married for like 5 years or 10 years. No, they was only married for like a year and a half. She don't deserve none of his money. The only thing that she should be getting is probably child support. That's about it. There needs to be a law that you cannot get spousal support unless you're married over 3 years. But they're not going to do that because women would fight tooth and nail against that, because women see the power that divorce has for them. This is why when women who are rich with money and resources and they marry a man who has less than them, women will yell and scream about how that woman needs a prenup and she needs to protect herself. But have y'all noticed that when men try to protect themselves, they get shouted down, they get shamed, because they want dumb and naive men to happily marry these women with no prenup. And then when the marriage is over, that woman can take them to the cleaners, which is what this heifer Keeta is trying to do. She's trying to take this dude to the cleaners. And for his sake, because he's on the back end of his career, he better fight this to the bitter end and don't give in just because she's making allegations. And if you can disprove it, disprove it. But men need to start fighting back instead of allowing these women to pressure them into paying them off. So, and also, it'll never be enough. She will always come back for more. So hopefully he understands that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on that video and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.